Relations as a freelance journalist before coming to Columbia Business School. As a student, Cabe has been very active in student government and served as the president of the student body. He has also captained the rugby team and sang in the Follies band. This fall, he will return to McKinsey & Company after entering there last summer.
Three more awards to award. The Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award goes to selected by the first year class and given recognition of a student's outstanding skill, care, and involvement presenting class material. Cindy Bowe is the winner. She's TA. Cindy has TA or is TA in 4 courses. She's actually still TAing for the EMBAs. I don't think she knows she's already won the award. Congratulations. The Robert Layer Service Award is presented to a faculty member or administrator for service to the students above and beyond the call of duty. This year's winner is Hazel Clark. The Singbee Prize for Scholarship in the Classroom is selected by all of you and us, awarded to a full-time faculty member who exemplifies excellence in the classroom based on his or her dedication to teaching and the ability to communicate knowledge and encourage students. For the 3rd time, this is won by Professor Lori Simon Hodrick. So now I've got a few minutes with you all. As I was giving out those awards, I was wishing there was some way I could capture the feeling of being up here in front of everyone. It's really amazing. Oh, wait a second, I think I actually could capture this. Perfect. I'll get you guys to smile. Perfect. Okay, on the other side of the room. Thank you. This will be in your email in about 10 minutes from Christina Hornberger. So now it's amazing to be up here in front of all you smart, beautiful, talented people. I'm not even counting the students in this. That's right, the people in this graduating class don't just spring up from the earth fully formed. They're the product of our parents. So on this Mother's Day, let's thank our families, our parents, especially our mothers, for getting us to this point. That was so cheap. I can't believe I just did that. It's such easy applause. And who's not going to clap for mothers? Let's see what else I've got. Cheap applause. Hideki Matsui. Let's all give him a hand. He needs our help right now. If only Hideki Matsui's mother was here, I could just sit down right now. And I know there are people out there saying Hideki Matsui, I don't know who that is. It's totally understandable. He's a J-termer. He actually worked the Japanese Fed before coming over here. He's a really sharp guy, never misses class. So, no really, it's Mother's Day, and as we're about to, we celebrated Mother's Day this morning, we're celebrating today our alma mater, that we're all going to join, right? Mater, mother, alma, this is a day. Given that we've spent the last 2 years growing up together under the same mater, I don't think it's ridiculous for us to consider each other a kind of extended family. I know that all of us in our clusters have felt like we had that guy. If you go to a family reunion anytime later this year, you probably feel like you've got that uncle. And now we're never going to get away from any of them for the rest of our lives. Like all families, we've been through a lot together, so much it's hard to remember sometimes. I know I saw some people last week run into their old cluster mates, and it's like you're seeing some step cousin you haven't seen in 10 years. It's like, hey, you! How did that thing work out? That thing? Are we still related? Awesome. Looking back, I think that some of the only things some of my friends feel like they missed out on here at Columbia was the chance to add someone special to their family, that is to get engaged. I mean, I don't know what better time for a guy to meet the right girl when you're both broadening your minds, broadening your horizons. If nothing else, when you're in grad school, 2 months' salary is nothing. I mean, literally it's nothing. I think technically she owes you 20 grand. Speaking of growing families, we did have about a dozen babies born in the last few weeks. Hopefully you'll see some of them up here later this evening. I know, that's right. 3-week-old Ellis Vertig is here, daughter of Michelle. Jay Chachra, son of a Neelan, is about 6 weeks old. And of course, David Einhorn is here. So now we're all grown up, leaving the nest, some moving abroad, some staying here, some moving to the West Coast. It reminds me of a little advice I got before I moved, or after I moved to San Francisco a few years back from people who lived there. Were very proud of it. They had a little thing, something like this. They said, if you're smart and ambitious, you move to New York. If you're ambitious, you move to Los Angeles. And if you're smart, you move to San Francisco. You got some San Francisco fans. So I'm staying in New York. Many of us are. Most of us are smart no matter what our second year grades say. The question now is what to do with that ambition and with the skills that got us to this point. A few years ago, I read a book review of a biography of a career civil servant from Washington, D.C., Robert Moses type. One line stuck out to me and I've never forgotten it. It said, the hardest thing to do in Washington, he soon discovered, was not getting a job, but figuring out what to do with it. And the vast majority of us have already chosen our next jobs, and now it's up to us to figure out what to do with them. So before I wrap up, I want to tell a story that had a big impact on me about before I got to Columbia. And if nothing else, because what extended family gathering is complete without some relative with gray hair giving you advice you didn't ask for. And by the way, yes, it does terrify me that the dean, the vice dean, and Bob Wright, I'm the one up here with gray hair. Parents, next time you think an MBA is a 2-year vacation, just look at your children. We've got gray hair from micro, we've got bad eyes from looking at T-tables and statistics, we've got carpal tunnel from checking our trio every 30 seconds and not counting. So, my story, it'll be short. We're all here because, in a nutshell, we can execute. But now we're getting to the stage in our career where we're being hired to do more than that. Of all people, the person that made that distinction crystal clear to me was not a Columbia professor, but a choir director. For a couple of years before school, I sang with a small choir here in the city. Our director was big into interpretation. He was always trying to get us to put some emotion into whatever we were singing. Just getting the notes right wasn't enough. I remember practicing one piece we were going to do at Carnegie Hall in 2003. This was around the time of some big UN Security Council debate, and he told us to try and sing it like we were Chirac trying to convince Bush to change his mind. This is the only choir I've ever been in where you had to read the Journal and the Times every day just to get your part right. At one point, he got frustrated with us in rehearsal, and he said, for crying out loud, guys, we have not been hired by Carnegie Hall to do a recital. We have been hired to do a performance. And then he decided that he liked that line. We heard it a lot. From here on out, your career is not about recitals. It's about performances. So now back to the class of 2006. We all got into Columbia because we gave great recital. For me, before school in music or in my office career, I would always try to be note perfect, by the book. If you put a piece of music in front of me, that's what you hear. Today, we graduate into a career of performance. Not just playing the notes on the page, but interpreting them, putting our thoughts and our personality, our beliefs and our vision into the task before us. And what I hope for us all as we leave Columbia is that the rest of our careers and our whole lives will not be a recital, but will be a performance. It's not about being note perfect, it's about doing the piece the way we think it should be done. The Columbia MBA we're getting this week gives us the skills, the right, the credibility, and the responsibility to begin to interpret and shape the world. We're smart and ambitious, and we're moving to New York, and San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and London, and Sydney, and Beijing, and Buenos Aires, and Athens, and Tokyo. And we all now have a new network of 700 extended family members that we can call on for performance tips, to borrow a pick or a briefcase, to help us get our next gig, or to help start a side project that might take the world by storm. The Class of 2006 World Tour starts here tonight in Madison Square Garden. So let's get started. I think Amir is getting excited to call off the roster. On behalf of the Class of 2006, I'd like to again welcome and thank our families, and to say personally that I can't wait to see the great performances we all come up with as our grand tour begins.
Thank you, Cabe, very much. I would like now